Well, what is going on, everyone? It is great to be back as I look at my YouTube studio. It's been a couple months since I posted my last video, and then a couple months before that. For those of you who are familiar with my channel, obviously, this is Mr. Ladd here, and we are talking about detailing processes, how to's, all the good stuff. So, if you're a fan of detailing, the detailing lifestyle, and if you just enjoy great content, which I hope this is great content, go ahead and feel free to subscribe to the channel, wax that like button for the YouTube algorithm, the good old shebang bang, and we're going to move forward here. So my last video, I talked about how I was going through a very strange transition phase. And in this transition phase, I was talking about how I didn't know what I was going to do next. And it was a very vulnerable, very transparent video. And it was just one of those videos that you make not because you're trying to get people on board and you're not trying to rally the troops together or you're not trying to get a bunch of likes. I didn't care who watched it. It was one of those videos where I don't know what to do. And as life has gone on, these couple months have passed by, I have finally been able to figure some things out. As you can see in this video, this is a car that you've seen in this channel before, but I am not working alone. I am working with another individual. He is a technician and he does great work, and he is part of the company now. And so I have figured that out. One of the things I talked about was, what am I going to do? Do I get another technician? Because before I had one and he had left. And so now I have a technician. He's on with me full time and all these things. And we're moving forward. But that's not what I really want to talk about today. Today is more of a different gear. This is kind of more of something I've been thinking about recently as I've been moving forward in my business, because obviously, detailing is amazing. I love it. It's my bread and butter, but I'm also involved with other things as well. And it's getting me connected with other technicians, other businesses within the industry. And it's leaving me to see something that it's a little discouraging. Not discouraging. I think discouraging is the wrong word, but let's just go ahead and let's get into it. So I do have a detailing product company. No, I do not have my own lineup of products. I'm not like every other YouTube out there who comes up with products. Nothing against that. That I don't hate them for that at all. Actually, I would love to have my own products. So if you're a chemist, hit your boy up. But it's just one of those things where simply as we went into the middle of 2021, 2022, products have gotten so expensive. And so I'm like, good Lord, what are we going to do here? And so what I ended up doing is I ended up being connected with PNS products, because I use a ton of their products anyway. And I got connected with them, and I have become a distributor storefront, mobile storefront for them. So I mean, yes, I want to sell products to everyone. If you're watching, yes, I want to sell you products. Give me your money. I'm just messing. I'm kidding. But, yeah, I want to sell products. I love products. I love retail. I love all that stuff. But honestly, my original reasoning for doing it, two reasons. One is a very personal reason that I'll talk about in a future video. But two, also, with the price of products being so expensive, me selling the product has kind of alleviated some of that cost. And it was almost an answer to a problem. Nonetheless, I'm going on. Whatever, here we go. As I get connected with the industry and I get connected with different businesses, I keep on seeing on Instagram, and it is somewhat concerning. I don't know if this is bad. Let me start off with this. About 10 years ago, when detailing really started to pick up momentum as a something that was really recognized by everyone. You know how everyone knows about ceramic coatings now? Well, about 10 years ago, detailing was one of those things that had become really widespread notice, and the masses have began to see it. Companies like Meguiar's and Turtle Wax and Eagle One, and then, of course, Chemical Guys coming on the scene, and Adams Polishes coming on the scene, and a lot of different companies coming on the scene really brought some awareness of the industry to the everyday consumer. And so people began to realize that there is a difference between a car wash, what I get for $25, and a detail, because everyone starts detailing their own cars. And they're realizing that, well, if you really detail a car, this thing can take hours and hours and hours, and you're not going to get that at a car wash. So about 10 years ago, what happened is that everyone started really becoming aware and conscious of the industry. But what happened is that there is still so much misinformation within the industry that everyone was just a car wash. If you charged $9,000 a detail, which is astronomical, but nonetheless, if you charged that much, you were known as a car wash. And so what was happening is a lot of these detailers were very, very upset that everyone kept on referring to them as a car wash. And rightfully so, I get it. I understand. Detailing wasn't really widespread within the industry, widespread. It had awareness, but it was picking up momentum. It wasn't at the pinnacle of its momentum. And so as it's picking up traction, picking up momentum, what's happening is a lot of people who are seeing detailing for the first time, really what it is, they don't understand that there's a difference in terminology between detailing and between car washes. And so 10 years ago, what happened is a lot of people were going, I am not a car wash, I am a detailer. And that's fine. I understand. I mean, we needed awareness from the community. It almost seemed as if detailers were marginalized here, and we did not have the respect that we felt that we deserved. And what was happening is that by being referred to as a car wash, or referred to as just a glorified maid, as being referred to things like that, what happened is it really affected the mental psyche of the technicians out there, of the businesses out there. And so a lot of people were saying, we are not car washes, we are detailers. And we were demanding respect, and that's cool, and it was great for a season. But where we're at now, there is still a large amount of misinformation within the industry. There is still a lot of people who don't understand the difference between a car wash and between a detailer. And so what happens is, all the time, detailing businesses, and of course even car wash companies, they'll get calls from potential clients or consumers, someone possibly interested in a service, and then they will ask the age-old question of how much for a car wash. And I'm seeing a lot of detailers still today, whatever they are, I don't know, whatever they can call themselves whatever. I don't know if they really are or not, but what I'm seeing is a lot of people are getting frustrated over it. A lot of these companies are getting frustrated still. We're 10 years into detailing being widespread. We're 10 years, a decade in. We have paid our tenure, and we are in this now, and we are getting frustrated because someone is calling us asking for a car wash, and simply what all it is just misinformation within the industry. It's not that these potential clients or consumers, it's not that they are disrespecting us, but they just don't know any better. And so what's happening is we'll get a phone call, or a detailer or car wash will get a phone call, and the client or the person who called is asking how much for a car wash. And what I've noticed in conversation with a lot of these detailers is the first thing they respond with is not answering the question. They don't answer the question of how much for their service. Instead, they go on the defense, and they get defensive mode, and they say, well, we're not a car wash, we're detailers. Okay, but you didn't answer the question. How much for, a detail, And what happens is this right here is putting a bad taste in people's mouths. And what I think needs to change, it's no longer that when someone calls and asks you how much for a car wash, if your packages start at $40, you probably should not be getting offended anyway, because you're nothing more than a car wash, a glorified car wash, right? Okay? Even at $100, like, to be honest, these detailers out here, even in my company, what you see in the video right now, we're performing my basic package, my it's a maintenance package. What is it? It's a glorified car wash. I charge $100 for this. On this vehicle, it'll be $125. Like, I'm charging a good amount of money for something that's not a whole lot more than what you would get at what used to be a $25 hand wash. Now it's probably $35 because of, obviously, the prices of everything have increased drastically. But, okay, so we're washing the vehicle down. We use a foam treatment. Okay, that's great. Okay, so, we're making sure that wheels and tires are clean. Okay, that's great. Everyone does that, right? Hopefully, at least. We're using good towels. We're using good wash mitts. No, all those things. Yeah, we use a grit guard in our buckets. We don't do the 2 bucket method, but we use a grit guard. But even washing the vehicle. Okay, so then we dry it with a drying aid. Great. Okay, well, so even car washes might do that. That's just their version of a spray wax. Okay, well, we do go over again with the spray wax on the whole vehicle, on the windshield and all the windows and the paint and the wheels. I mean, like, we do all that stuff, and that might be what differentiates the car wash from the detailer right there. Yeah, we hit the gas cap, and most car washes won't get that. If you say, hey, can you get that? I'll give you an extra $5. They might do it. So, okay, you went from 35 to $40. Big whoop. Okay, so we move forward. Door jams. Most car washes are gonna do a subpar touch on the door jams. Maybe nothing great, but something for at least the driver, right? I mean, that's just business. I mean, that's what I've seen at least. And to be honest, like, even on a maintenance detail like this, you're not going thorough on the door jams. You could spend 30 minutes on the door jams alone, let alone, touching them. And so my thing is that we're not responding with the question that's being asked. We're not answering the question. There you go, answering the question that is being asked. And instead, we're responding with almost defensiveness, and it almost shows our insecurity and how we have too much pride. There's a healthy balance between good, healthy pride and bad, toxic pride. I am proud of what I do. I provide a service. I help people, and I have this pride about me, about my company, that we are providing something good. But I am not so self-conscious to where when someone calls me and asks for a car wash, I'm not so self-conscious where I say, "Oh well, we're not car washes. We're detailers." I'll either respond one or two ways. One is the price of my basic package, which is, packages start at $100, or, $225, or whatever I feel is necessary for the moment. Wherever my business is at that moment. That's what I should, not what's necessary for the moment. Wherever my business is at that moment, because obviously our prices are always fluctuating. They should always be going up. All those different things. You should constantly be revamping your business, depending on what you offer and all that stuff. So, I'll either respond with that, or, well, what exactly are you looking for? Okay, so they said car wash, and so I have my definition of a car wash, which is still a very vague term. But what is your definition of a car wash? I'd like to know what you're speaking of so I can address your question appropriately and accurately without coming across as arrogant, rude, coming across as bigoted. I don't want to seem that way. I want to serve you, and I want to be here to help you and fulfill the need that you have, that void in your life of you have a dirty car. I want to be here to be the vessel, the company, the individual to help assess that need. And so, what is it that you're exactly looking for? And most people, 9 times out of 10, oh well, just a wash in and out. Okay, well that doesn't help me out anymore, but it's okay. The appropriate answer is not a defensive answer. The appropriate answer is going to be the one that answers the question. Don't answer questions that aren't being asked. I mean, you learn that in the first grade, right? And so if they're asking how much for a wash, you just say what your prices are. Just say what you charge. Just say what it is. And if then they respond, which 9 times out of 10 they do, 9 times out of 10 they go, wow, just for a wash? Okay, well, so here's what you get with our basic package. And then somewhere in there, you don't have to tell them that you're not a car wash, you're a detailer, but they're going to see that there is something different. And so it goes back to the question, what is the difference between the car wash and the detailer? The car wash looks bummy, he's got a nasty ride, he smells like generator, he smells like gasoline, he is unkempt, or he or she, is unkempt, and it's okay because they're only charging $30, $35. They're knocking through a fleet of cars and they're trying to get home because they 9 times out of 10 don't enjoy what they do. This is not therapeutic, and not like detailers, enjoy what they do. Actually, detailers love what they do, but they're kind of in the same ballpark because they don't know how to be good businessmen, but that's a different conversation for a different video. So what's happening is, the difference is presentation. My vehicle has a nice graphic. My paint is shot to living wherever. I need to get my vehicle repainted, so there's that. But it's at least good condition. The inside of my vehicle doesn't smell horrible. It doesn't look horrible. It's not in bad condition. It actually, I constantly am spraying air freshener because I hate the smell of my generator. But I have a smaller generator now that doesn't push out as much exhaust fumes. I'm working very lean. As you can see, my technician and I, we have matching shirts. We need to get matching pants if we're going to be a real company here. But we have matching shirts. We speak very well. We communicate very well to our clients. When our clients look at us, they don't see the car wash down the street. They see businessmen. They see someone who takes pride in their life, someone who charges accordingly. The difference between a car wash and a detailer is the price, because you're paying for the knowledge, the understanding, the products, the training that's involved. You're paying for all these different aspects that in a car wash you don't receive. In a car wash, I have a friend, I'm not going to say any names, but I have a buddy who owns a car wash company where he has about 7 or 8 different vans out there, and I was in a Walmart parking lot and I saw one of his vans in the parking lot, and the driver, his own technician, was cursing out the guy at Walmart, the guy who's moving the carts throughout the parking lot, cursing him out because he's in the middle of the road. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, this is horrible. How dare you speak to people like that? You're supposed to, I know your boss. Like, I'm not telling him that, but this is kind of a boss move that I did. I went up, so he curses the guy out. He drives away. I went up to the guy at the Walmart, and the cart guy, the guy who's pushing the carts, and I said, hey, no one should be talked to like that. That was horrible. I'm so sorry. I want you to know that I know his boss, and I'm going to give him a call. And I'm going to tell him about what happened. And he felt so good about that. He was like, oh, that's awesome. He's going to get what's coming to him. And it's not about revenge or, people getting what's coming to them. What it was is I called my buddy, said, hey, man, I want you to know that your technician did this. He goes, oh, that's wrong. That'll never happen again. He's done. So, I hate to say it, but that's a car wash. When you have your technicians working at a car wash get paid $100 a day, I'm sorry, you're only going to get a car wash quality. My technician makes more than that. He needs to. My people do better than that. My company stands for better than that. Now, we have our good times and we have our bad times and we have bad moments and down moments and all that stuff. And we're going to be running out of time in this video here. But what I want to talk about is that don't be so defensive when someone calls you for a car wash. Because when it comes down to it, if you offer a maintenance package, you're not much better than a car wash as far as the actual product goes. There's more to being a car wash than just the service itself. And yes, if you present yourself very well and have a uniform and you're looking good and you take pride on all the different aspects, yes, you're not a car wash, you're a detailer. But it doesn't mean that you have to be prideful to push down the car wash, because there are car wash companies out there that are killing it. And there are people out there running big companies, and I got no problem taking that money. If I got an opportunity for that for a car wash, bless God, we're doing it. It's all about providing for my family and being comfortable and secure in life. So don't be so prideful. Don't be so arrogant. Have a smile on your face. When someone calls you asking for a car wash, just tell them the price of your basic package, because you got one anyway. And if it's a real high number, well, there you go. You're going to have a moment where you can educate the client, the consumer, the person who's possibly showing patronage to your company. And so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about as we have about a minute left of this video. I'm so excited for the future of the channel. I'm excited for the future of the company. So many things are in store. And we'll talk more about all these things. As I told you in the last video, I'm going to take you along for the journey of all this and how we do all these things. I have a lot of great clients that I want to take you in to show you a little bit of what I am seeing. And so we can see what the possibilities are out there and what can we possibly obtain in life. So here is the ending result. I mean, did the windows, they're clean, they're nice, they're squeaky clean, no streaks, all that stuff. Inside's decent, I mean, like it's an older car, but it looks good. We got some tire shine on there because silicone's freaking crazy in price right now. So, you use what you got, right? But guys, when it comes down to it, it is what it is. Don't be too prideful and show love and support. Mr. Light here signing out. If you've not already done so, do all the likes, all of the subscriptions, and guys, love you all. Take care.